Welcome to the Hip Hop Hustle podcast. I'm with the one and only Rick Hyde. It's Ricky. You hear it on the tracks, but man, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Obviously, part of the Black Soprano family, one of the great artists coming out of that crew, obviously affiliated with Big Benny the Butcher, but you've had an amazing 2022. The Bodies on Bodies EP just came out. You had the Steamer album that came out as well, and then also the DJ Live, Long Live DJ Live came out as well as part of the Black Soprano family. But man, absolute pleasure to have you on the show. It's pretty amazing to see the year that you've had.
Thank you. Appreciate that, man. I just been working, man. Trying to stay consistent, man.
I love that it's that simple, like just trying to stay consistent. But I mean, you've been doing this for a while now. Like, can you feel the difference between what you were doing before and where you're at now?
Oh, certainly, man. I go certain places, people recognize my face. They recognize the beard. They just like know it's me now. You know what I'm saying? I was like the quiet one in the background for some years, but it's like I feel like it's like my time now. So I'm just taking advantage of every opportunity. I'm just going with it.
It's funny that they say that they recognize the beard. You know, like that is something they get. I mean, I've got the beard too. That's I think the beard works, but like, is that what they see first? Is like, hold up, wait a minute. Is that how they recognize you, or is it like, have you noticed?
They see the chain first. They see the chain first, and then they be like, nah, is that him? Then they be like, he got the beard. And they come up to me, tap me on the shoulder, like, yo, you Rick Hyde? I'm like, yeah, last time I checked, I was.
That has to be the coolest way to acknowledge that. Maybe that's what I'll have to start doing. But I'm always interested in the chain. Do you remember the moment you got the chain? Do you remember the moment you got presented with it?
Yeah, man. I remember I just came home to Atlanta, and there was a packet. It was in the mail. My charm was in the mail, straight from Florida. Shout out to my boy Calvin Mateo. He made it. Yeah, man. I remember I got this joint. I take it off at night. I don't want to sleep in it and mess it up. But I wear this joint like a uniform, man.
Yeah, I can only imagine the feeling of actually taking it out of the box and just seeing it for the first time. And it's like, how did that feel?
It felt like I went platinum. It was like, yo, man, this is my shit right here. Open up the package, that shit was blinging. I'm like, yeah, I made it.
And what year did you get that?
I got this joint in 2020. I got this joint. I got this joint like right when the pandemic like started. So I had to get it mailed. I couldn't go to Miami and pick it up, so he had to mail it to me at my house in Atlanta. So he had, because it was COVID and shit. But I'm just happy I got it.
Yeah, in a weird way, it came at the right time.
Oh yeah, it's like it came right after, like I think we was on tour or about to start tour, and that joint came right in the mail. It was right on time.
Did you get the confidence from it? Did you feel like it gave you a lot of, all right, I'm on the right path, I'm doing the right things?
Yeah, it gave me some motivation. I wouldn't say confidence, man. I'm pretty confident, bro. The jury don't define me, it compliments me, you feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty confident in myself. Like, bro, I was dead broke at one point in life, man. I was still like the man, so so jury don't define me. It didn't give me that much confidence. I mean, it definitely looks great on me. And I'm self-confident in my own right.
Yeah, a moment that it reestablishes that you're on the right path, that you're doing the right things.
Definitely. It definitely gives I got my affairs in order.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that you were broke at one point. How long ago was that compared to where you are at now?
What? That was recently. That was like, man, I want to say like maybe like 6 years ago, maybe. Yeah, like 6 years ago, I was damn near. I reached my wit's end, man. I thought it was over, man. And then Benny took me up to Rappers Out of Control with what's the DJ name? DJ up there. What's my guy name? Rappers Out of Control. Yeah, on Shade 45. Yeah, he took me up there. I rapped. Shit, and it's pretty much been history ever since.
So, how long before did you know Benny?
I knew Benny since 2006, 2007. So I knew Benny like a long time.
Right. And so when he saw you, like he must have seen you and you would have been interacting at points, you know, to be broke only 6 years ago and to feel like, you know, you're coming to the end in a weird way. Like, what was he like during that period of time?
We all was just trying to. So we was really just like, we just naturally Buffalo dudes. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, turn it into $2. You know what I mean? We was just trying to we was thugging. So, you know what I'm saying? Back then, it was just, but it was also simple back then, you know what I mean? Because we didn't know where the music was going to take us. We didn't have a destination with the music. It wasn't an obligation, you know what I'm saying? It was more or less, we was experimenting. We was having fun with it. So those were the good times. Those times made us, you know what I'm saying? I think that's why a lot of people love us now, because we had those times. A lot of people don't have those times to deal with.
So how did you deal with them though? Like, it's one thing to go through them. It's another thing to deal with them successfully. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. You know, you got the support of the guys. You got your family around you. You want to see in Buffalo's two things you want to do. You want to make it out of Buffalo for one, and then you want to take care of the people that held you down when you was down. You know what I'm saying? So those two things kind of that's my everyday inspiration. Is to just keep holding the people down that hold me down. You know, just be of good courage.
Yeah, it's weird because I've spoken to a few artists from Buffalo. I've spoken to, you know, Ballistic Man, and I've spoken to a few other artists who come out from a very similar area to you. And it's interesting hearing what life was like, the challenges, the struggles, and just being like, I'm obviously an outsider looking in, but do you have perspective on why it's so challenging in the city you come from?
I think it's the geography of the city. And I also think like it's the market of the city. And I blame some of it on New York City, because for so long they tried to shun us and like act like we're not a part of the state. I have no clue as to why they did that. And now it's like we're the forefront of hip hop music in New York State. So it's like, I don't know. Challenge. It was always challenging, just because you're from Buffalo and you're trying to achieve the unachievable. You know what I mean? A record deal, the mass appeal, maximum exposure to like those, like that ain't happened in Buffalo since Rick James. So it's like the challenge of it was always hard. It's like it's always gonna be hard because like I said, it's brand new to us. So every day is a learning experience. Every day is something new. And until we finish our journey, that's when it'll finally be a blueprint for the next artist up to follow. You know what I'm saying? So it's always gonna be challenging, but I think we deal with it pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, did you feel the resistance for you naturally being from Buffalo? Did you feel just people going, "Hey man, you're from Buffalo," and then all of a sudden they stop listening?
Yeah, man. Like for instance, like the radio thing. Like I grew up not having radio play. You know what I'm saying? Even as a Buffalo artist, they never played us on the Buffalo radio. We got a syndicated radio station. They play in Toronto. They play in Detroit. They play in Buffalo, Syracuse. So it's like we never ever like they used to have a segment on there called Unsigned Hyde. They played that shit like once a week for like an hour or two on a Friday night at midnight when nobody's listening to the radio. So it's basically like I never grew up with radio play. So now people like, oh, they're going to do nothing. They don't get played on the radio. It's like, bro, I'm not even looking to get played on the radio. Like those aren't my intentions. Like that's not what floats my boat. I know how to make it happen without the radio, obviously. So shit like that. Other than that, it's Buffalo. We got the best football team in America.
Has it changed since? Like, has it changed at all since you were coming up? Like, have they started playing? Obviously, you know, yourself and Benny and the Black Soprano family is so successful. It's such a big name in hip hop. It's redefined almost how the music business works. Have you seen any shift within Buffalo itself?
Yes, of course. Now it's like they gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we got some guys from Buffalo. These dudes got millions of views on their YouTube. These dudes doing hundreds of thousands monthly listeners on Spotify. I mean, you gotta respect the numbers now. You know what I'm saying? So hell yeah, it's been a change. They respect us all over the city. Like I'm in different circles and I go places without pay. Like I get treated like the owner of the club sometimes now.
Yeah, isn't it? Sorry, man, you just cut out that last part.
I said it's a beautiful feeling, man. Like to have everything change the way it did, because it was like at a point in time, Buffalo was a racist city, people. For those of you that don't know about Buffalo, the Lives Matter movement started in Buffalo, New York, in South Buffalo, at Casanova Park. So it's like Buffalo is racist as fuck. So to be a young black dude and to move how I move through the city, it's a blessing. I know the top guys.
Did you experience that racism?
I wouldn't say like blatantly. You get denied certain places, and you kind of feel, you kind of catch the vibe. You feel me? Like you might have a certain kind of won't let you up. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. So other than that, I won't say like it's just blatantly like 1960s. It's not racist like that. It's privilege.
Yeah, I mean, I've really never really understood it. Like, I find it so strange that we still are dealing with these things and we can't just get past the fact that we're all people and that we're all just trying to make our way in this world. And if we just saw each other as people, it would make life so much easier. Like the fact that we talk about it, and obviously the Black Lives Matter movement, and obviously all the tragedy that's been happening recently is insane to me. But it still is shocking that we just can't be like, hey man, we're just people. Like, we're all just people at the end of the day. We're a little bit different, but that's what makes us interesting.
Right. No, you're right. I agree with you totally on that.
Well, I mean, the good thing is that I think hip hop has done great work for that. I mean, more than ever.
I think hip hop, especially like our music, it's been like a liaison between the different races, the different ethnicities, because it's so relatable. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't have to be me to be going through what I'm going through. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like the way we tell our story and the way we depict it, it makes it relatable for everybody. And I think that's why the world gravitates towards us so well.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure when you go to Europe, it must be crazy to see how many people who don't speak English go to your shows.
Yeah, man, it's been crazy, bro. Like I'm like one of those artists that super tapped in. Like I watch reaction videos. I've seen like reaction videos from guys from England. Like they don't even they gotta rewind the words back because they don't even understand the accent. Like it's like super crazy, bro. So like I mean that's a blessing, bro. That's humbling. I went from like nobody listening to my shit to like the world. So it's like it's crazy.
Over what period of time was that? Like, how recently was there like no one listening? When you felt like, hey, I'm doing all the work, no one's listening, to like feeling like everybody was.
This was probably years ago though. This was like 2009, 2010. Back when everything was like almost just local. You know what I'm saying? It felt like we were doing it, and it felt like it wouldn't go past Buffalo. You feel me? So
it just shows though. It just shows like the importance of the hustle and the importance of not stopping. Like we're talking over 10 years to where you are at right now. 2009 to the end of 2022. Like, yeah, I think a lot of people should learn the lessons from yourself.
Nah, man. I think every artist should understand the hip hop hustle. Understand the way it works for you, and then utilize that and conquer that. You know what I mean? And there's no way you can't be successful. Success is inevitable if you just master those things. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think was your biggest challenge? What was the thing that kind of held you back? Do you have a thing that was like, I kind of identified this as my biggest weakness?
I don't really know. That's a good question. That's a great question. I think my biggest weakness is I'm not really a selfish person. A lot of people think I'm selfish. I don't know why. I'm to myself. I'm not self-centered, but I'm to myself. Not an introvert, but I'm not selfish at all. You know what I'm saying? I think that can be a weakness as well. You know what I'm saying? In this business, sometimes you got to make sure you're straight in order to make sure everybody else around you is straight as well. So, like, if I would say one thing that's a weakness, maybe I'm too caring.
See, it's interesting you say that's a weakness, because I think that's also a strength, to be caring enough.
Yeah, man. I mean, it goes both ways, man. The music business is a cutthroat business, man. So you got to be tough, you got to be sharp, you got to be on all 10 toes. And sometimes in some situations, like there's no room for feelings or emotions. So you just got to think straight business-wise. So, it's a pro and a con.
Yeah. I almost think that if more people were caring, we would see more benefits and more success on a wide range of people come out. I think in a way, all this talk about, because hip hop is competitive, everyone says it's a sport. Like, I think that really blunts anybody from wanting to look after anyone else, because we're pitted against each other. You're pitted against each other.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I think it's just like, if too many people care, you start seeing people get fucked over. So I don't know. It's a hard call. You just gotta assess the situation properly, I guess.
Just weed out the snakes.
Yeah, just wait it out, see what's going on, fill it out, put your guard up, put it down. You know.
Yeah. I mean, do you know, speaking of sport, one thing I wanted to ask you about was the Ronda Rousey track. Because you have a track that came out this year titled Ronda Rousey. And I'm always interested in pop culture references and, you know, sport references. But what made you title a track after Ronda?
Man, I said, shit, I stumbled and fell on 100,000, but you fell from the top just like Ronda Rousey. I mean, that's a fact, man. Ronda was at the top of the UFC, man. She got punched out a couple times, and then now she don't even fight no more. It's like, come on, bro. I was just speaking to inconsistency, like, bro, you can't be inconsistent. You gotta be a dog out here, man. You gotta be a demon. You gotta take what's yours. You know what I'm saying? She had it. She was about to be like, she was about to be the fucking Conor McGregor of women's UFC. Like, she had it. And she got beat up, and then she just like lost her swag. She got beat up so bad in real fighting that she started fake fighting.
Yeah, she went to WWE. Yeah, it's always a bad sign. Yeah, it's a bad sign when you're a UFC fighter and you go to WWE.
That's a bad sign, man. Shout out to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, well, he did the opposite. So he went the other way around. He went to WWE and then went to UFC. But he's a monster. He would be one of the scariest dudes ever in the UFC.
Where you at in the world, bro?
Melbourne, Australia. We're down under.
Oh yeah, okay. Shout out to Melbourne. Shout out to Sydney. Shout out to Australia. I love Australia. Yeah. Australia always pop up on my Spotify, man. So I love Australia. It's an artist out there that I like. Sriracha.
Never listened to Sriracha.
You never did?
No. I'm gonna have to get the recommendation.
She's alright. I like her. She's alright.
Well, I'm gonna make sure I find her on my Spotify after this. Sriracha. Rick Hyde approved.
Yeah, I like Sriracha. She's coming out of Australia. She's dope.
When was the last time you were in Australia?
I've never been.
Oh, you've never been?
Nah, I talk to the fans from Australia like every day though. Like they hit like it's at least 3 people every day that hit me up from Australia. So I can't wait to get out there.
Do you have plans to come down and do a tour?
Yeah, actually, it's supposed to be a show. I want to say it's either in Sydney. It's either in Sydney or it might be in Melbourne. Benny got a show out there, and I'm gonna open it up. So I forgot the date. It's at the top of 23 though.
All right.
Yeah. I think it's a festival or something, if I'm mistaken. So just be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, you might have to let me know because yeah, man, that would be awesome. I'd love to see you live. Like I've been following you guys for a while now, and that'd be amazing.
Nah, that'd be amazing. You got to bring me a kangaroo, bro, to the show.
All right, you organize the tickets. I'll organize the kangaroo. How about that? We'll do a trade.
I say less. Say less.
But yeah, it's weird because I remember growing up and going to school and no one being into hip hop. I remember being like one of 3 kids at school that was like, what that was like into it, and everybody else was like, "What the fuck are you listening to?" Crazy how it's changed.
Now hip hop is back, man. It's like real lyricism, the bars of it, the whole like aesthetic of it is back, bro. So I'm fully like appreciative that the fans like they adhere to us how they do. I'm glad they admire us. I'm glad they play us 1,017,100 times. Like I'm just in love with hip hop right now, bro. I'm having fun right now making music.
Was there a period where you were worried where it was heading?
Hell yeah, man. You know, like a couple of years ago, it was like oversaturated with that like techno, trap, pop, rave shit like that. I don't know, man. And I was so nervous, man, because it was like little dudes getting signed left and right, mumble rapping. So I'm like, damn, man, we never gonna get on. And these dudes making mad bank. You know what I mean? These dudes in Rolls Royces and Ferraris and shit, Lamborghinis. They're not saying shit. So I'm like, damn. I'm like, man, we never gonna get on. And then, man, it just happened.
What do you think it was that switched? Like, why do you think it changed so dramatically? Because I mean, your sound is very different from.
For me, it changed just because of. Well, I could say as a whole, for like all of us making music out of Buffalo, it changed because of the respect factor. It was too many, like, I think it was like too many OGs like saluting us. And like, you know, you got Wu-Tang, The Locks, you got, I mean, Eric Sermons, you got like the real legends of this shit, like really like Prodigy, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. You got like the real coach of this shit, like acknowledging it, Nas, Jay-Z. So it's like, oh shit, okay, if the big homies say they like this shit, everybody gotta fall in line. Like, yo, no, we fuck with them. So it's like it became more of a respect thing, and I think it was like people respected what we doing and the impact of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't not acknowledge what's going on and what's happening in Buffalo.
Yeah, I think also because I had this conversation a while ago, probably like 2 years ago, when I first was like picking up the podcast, and it feels like the fans, they got into it, like the pop sound. That was the entryway to more fans gravitating towards hip hop. And now that they're fans, they're looking back and they're looking at, all right, let's look at the history of the music. There's so many references in every tracks to, as you said, your Nas's, your Biggies, your Tupac, and they almost don't have a choice but to go back and listen to the music and get schooled on the history of it. And now, because they've been learning, lyricism is back. It's like the wave of hip hop. Like there always had to be this time where it was just on the sound, and now it's back to what are you actually talking about?
Most certainly, man. I couldn't agree more, man. It's like now it's getting more like it's getting more embraced in a younger aspect. You feel what I'm saying? Like a younger crowd is starting to gravitate towards it now because, you know, like they see us, they see how we dress. You know what I'm saying? We dress like trap rappers. So they like, how do you guys rap like Wu-Tang but dress like Little Baby? It's like, how do y'all got all this stuff that these guys got, but y'all don't make none of the music that they make? So it's like, now it's a question thing, like, okay, who are you guys and what do y'all do? So I love it, man. I'm loving every moment of it.
Have you noticed how old your fans are? Like, do you have a demographic that most of your fans sit in?
Yeah, man, I'm a guy that checks the numbers, bro. I check my analytics all the time. So I'm doing like right now, I got a wide range. So it's like between 16 and 66 years old. So like I don't do good.
But do you have like a majority? I'm assuming this would be my guess.
The majority is anywhere from between like 24 years of age to like 33. You know what I'm saying? Like around there, 24 to 34, that 10 year gap right there is pretty, like, that's the majority of it. But I'm telling you, it's from 16 to 66 right now.
It must feel pretty good that you can hit such a wide spectrum of people.
Yeah, man, it just helps me to understand that the bars are getting acknowledged. The actual lyricism is appreciated.
Yeah. Do you know what I was looking at? I was looking at the Long Live DJ Shay album, and I noticed you got a track with DJ Primo.
Yeah.
How was that? Like, because Primo's, in my opinion, one of the best producers of all time, if not the best producer of all time. One of my like literally my favorite producer of all time. But how was that getting a track with him?
And it was a blessing, man, because it was crazy. Because we did that record. Well, Benny actually cut his verse first, and then we heard it, and we was like, "Yo, let's make it into a freestyle." And me and him had rapped over it. Then they like, "Yo, let's make it to an actual." And they actually, like, on the low, nobody knows this. I'm telling you, this is Australia exclusive. We had YB and Cordae on the record as well. It's been out there in the universe with Cordae on it. Was vouching for us, and Primo went to bat for us. He's like, "Nah, this is my."
Oh, sorry, man, you're just cutting out.
Like, all right, so, you know what I'm saying? So I try to get as much advice from him as I can, and I just.
Sorry, man, that whole last 30 seconds just cut out. As soon as you said you're going to give me the exclusive, it was like the universe heard they didn't want you to give me the yeah. Sorry about that.
That's the label. They chimed in. They muted me out. Now, what I said was, it's a version out there in the universe with Cordae on it of Times Is Rough.
Damn.
You heard that?
I haven't.
It's a version. Yeah. So, but the label wanted to just push the record with Benny and Cordae on it. But Primo was against it like 100-fold. He was like, "Nah, I want Rick on it." Rick killed it. He's like, "I want him on it because that's their guy." You know what I mean? You feel what I'm saying? He's like, "Don't mess up the song. Don't mess up their aesthetic." You know what I'm saying? So Primo fought for us hard, man. And I said, that's the only record on the album that's not mixed and mastered by Guru. Primo took full control over the record. He mixed it, mastered it. And I've been talking to Primo for a minute. I just talked to him the other day. Like, that's my guy. Like that's my OG. So, like, you know what I'm saying, I hit him up, any advice, whatever. He hit me up with pointers, and soon, I'm gonna do a project with Primo. So it's gonna be crazy.
That is on. Like, honestly, I don't get speechless a lot on this show, but that makes me very much speechless because, as I said, Primo's like, I've been listening to Primo for so long. It would be amazing to be able to pick his brain and just to talk to him on a regular basis. Like, have you felt his presence really change a lot of the things you're thinking about in terms of the wisdom he provides? And obviously, he's been in hip hop forever. Like, he has been in the game for, I don't even know how long, over close to 40 years, I would say.
Yeah, man, Primo is a genius, man. Just being in the studio, you just want to start rapping. Like, as soon as you walk in the door, it's like you got something to prove, man. Like, Primo is that guy, man. I ain't gonna lie, Primo is that guy. That was like one of my top 3 cosigns right now.
I've always wondered, when he speaks about music and when he speaks about the artistry, like, is there like, what do you feel when he's creating a song and when he's almost there, the presence, like, what is the actual presence of him in the studio with you like?
Man, Primo is chill, man. He's laid back. But he's focused though. You might be doing something or saying something, but I could tell he's like 100% locked in on the music. So it just makes you just want to work like 10 times as hard as him. You feel what I'm saying? Because this Primo, you know what I'm saying? Like, this the GOAT, it's the legend. And to see his work ethic, it just make you want to work. I mean, even it just is hard.
Does he provide coaching or guidance, or what's his general philosophy when he's obviously got a beat and he's obviously got a track and he's got a vision as well?
Yeah.
But
yeah, of course he provided his little 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? But Primo let you work. man, he know who he dealing with. You know what I'm saying? He knows the capabilities of the artists that he worked with. I could tell that about him just by sitting in sessions with him. So he'll let you to be corrected. He's a producer, so it's like it's just natural. So he'll just naturally just, oh, no, you should try and say it like this, or no, put this word, say this word instead. You know what I mean, shit like that. But for the most part, Primo let you work.
Yeah, just being around. I mean, when I look at the circle of people you're in general, like it's almost difficult to see how you could, like I couldn't see how you could not succeed just with the people around you in terms of the people you're getting exposed to, obviously Benny, but Conway as well, and the whole Griselda crew and all the people that you've been working with, 38 Special you've worked with as well. I mean, it's almost like it was foregone conclusion just with having all these people around.
Yeah, man, it's like, I think we got a foolproof system, man, now, man. So it's just like, I don't see us being stopped no time soon, bro.
Well, what do you see for your 2023?
2023, plates 3 on the way. All I gotta say. Plates 3 on the way.
Do you have a time frame, or is it just that's it?
Top of the year. Top of the year. I know everybody want to rush me, but I don't know how to rush perfection. The top of the year. See where I'm at. I'm just getting inspiration. I just want to show the people this real quick.
Damn, I am jealous. Let me tell you.
Good old Pacific Ocean, you know. I'm just out here getting inspired, man. Plates 3 on the way. It's happening.
Well, what does inspire you?
Beautiful women. Yeah, I mean, great weed, scenic views. I get inspired by a lot, bro, because I'm a producer as well. So it's like I hear sounds all day, man. My mind is just constantly flowing, constantly working.
Well, that's the simplest motivations I've ever heard.
Yeah, no, it don't take much for me to get active.
So you guys, because are you based in LA right now?
Yeah.
How was making the switch from Buffalo to LA?
It's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? LA is a vibe, bro. So LA is always like, that's what I'm talking about. This is happening right here. Josh Allen is president. Josh Allen is president. Yeah, I mean, it's seamless, man. I'm used to it now, man. I've been like just traveling. I've been everywhere, you know. St. Thomas, Puerto Rico. So I've been LA. I've been everywhere. So it's just like, how you doing? I'm just getting comfortable.
Because how long have you been in LA for now?
I've only been out here for a couple of days now, but it seems like every time I come out here, so I'm just enjoying it, man. You know, have some lunch by the ocean. You know, sitting with my family. You know, we just chilling.
Man, so it feels like. So is your family with you right now?
Yeah. I mean, blood wouldn't make us no closer, but yeah, this is my family that's with me right now. Yeah.
Well, man, it feels so strange because
this is my team I got with me. I got my manager Mike here. I got my boy E here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty amazing to see all the things you've accomplished, and you know, I'm sure it will continue to keep going. But yeah, I mean, when I look at people like yourself, I look at your careers, and it makes me happy to be a hip hop fan. Just seeing all the things that you've gone through in terms of coming from a real struggle and feeling like it was all lost to where you are right now.
Real, thank you, man. I appreciate you, man.
I mean, do you have any like key pieces of advice? I always think that when we have an artist of your caliber, a lot of people benefit from hearing your pieces of advice or your key pieces of guidance for anyone going through a difficult time. But is there anything that kept you going, and any piece of advice that you have for anybody else?
Yeah, man. Like the main thing I live on every day is like giving up is easy. It's easy. It's easy to fail. It's easy to give up. It's easy to quit. Challenge yourself and try to win. You know what I'm saying? Just keep going. Challenge yourself to be consistent. To try to overachieve. Just try it one time and see how it makes you feel. And I guarantee you won't hesitate to try to overachieve again. I promise.
Yeah. I mean, I love that as like always be consistent is the easiest and the hardest piece of advice ever.
Right. Yeah, it's easier said than done, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been doing this podcast I just released my 124th episode when we're doing this, and I haven't missed a week for 124 weeks. And I always tell people, me talking to artists like you is the most fun, easiest thing that I could ever do in my life. But everything else is hard. The consistency is hard. Making time to do it every week and never stopping is the difficult part.
Nah, for real, man. That's crazy, man. That's a good stat, man. 124 consecutive episodes. That's great, bro.
And we ain't never stopping. That's the commitment. I was like, I'm never gonna stop. Just every week, we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep doing interviews, and we're just gonna keep hustling. And over a period of time, we're gonna see the success we want to see.
Definitely, man. That's all, man. They say if you spend 10,000 hours on anything, you can master it. So, man, just keep going, bro.
Yeah, and that 10 years takes it takes 10 years to be an overnight success. So, I mean, it's easy for me because I just count my episodes. 500 episodes is 10 years. So we've got a long way to go.
Oh, man, that's beautiful, man.
But man, hopefully when you come down, we could do this again in person, chop it up. It's always interesting to me, the feeling of doing it over Zoom. You're obviously traveling, and then what it would be like in person.
Yeah, definitely, man. You gotta show me around, man, the down under, man.
Let's do it.
We'll get us a 12-pack of Fosters, man, and we'll go crazy.
Well, man, I got to tell you, we don't drink Fosters in Australia. I don't know where this came from, but we don't drink Fosters in Australia.
Word? What y'all drink out there?
Well, okay, so there's a few beers. I personally love Carlton Draft. Carlton Draft is really good. But there is a Melbourne beer. It's called Furphy. It's really popular. So you'd have to try a Furphy. But we got a lot of like craft beers going on. So, but yeah, Foster's, no one drinks. Literally no one. It's the most bogan redneck drink ever. And yeah, you won't see anyone. It's not even really served in bars at all.
Damn, that's crazy. I watched that commercial mad times as a kid. Foster's is Australian for beer.
Yeah. Hey, sorry. I feel like I let you down. Yeah, I feel like I let you down now with the Fosters.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
We can get you a Foster's anyway. You can still taste you can see what it tastes like. You can probably understand why we don't drink it.
Yeah, how many? 612? Yeah, that's fire.
Well, man, obviously you're at lunch. I definitely understand you're a busy guy, but I only have one more question for you. It's probably going to be the hardest question for you that I've asked. But if you had to recommend one album that everybody should listen to at least once, cannot be your own music, can be any genre of music, what would it be?
One album?
Yeah, that you think is underappreciated and everybody should listen to at least once.
Place One by me.
Other than you. Is there any track other than you?
Oh, other than me?
Yeah.
Album that's underappreciated? That's a good question. That's a good question, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's a great question.
What are you thinking? Do you have ones that are going through your mind?
You know, I got a bunch of joints shooting through my joint right now. Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't want to say the wrong answer.
There's no such thing as wrong, because it's purely whatever you feel like. I'm always interested in, it doesn't have to be the best album of all time, but just something that you think people should appreciate, something that everyone should listen to, just to understand.
I got one. This is right. Out the box, bro. Justin Guarini. He dropped the album after he came in second place in American Idol to Kelly Clarkson. That album is fire, underappreciated. People should tap into that joint.
Literally, I would never have expected that album from you.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now they got my boy doing Dr. Pepper commercials and shit. Like, nah, man, my boy is talented, man. They need to give my boy a second chance.
Well, that is awesome. I absolutely love that recommendation. It was Justin Guarini is his name? Yeah, I never heard of him.
Justin Guarini, how you say it. He was on the first ever season of American Idol. He won second place.
All right. Well, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, second place to Kelly Clarkson. She was amazing as well. But, man, absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Obviously, the one and only Rick Hyde. Make sure that you check him out. Check him out on Spotify. He's got YouTube videos. I was looking this morning at his music videos, Black Soprano Family. There's the chain. You're never going to miss it. Stay tuned for Plates 3. That's all he's going to say about that. But, man, is there anything else you wanted to plug? Anything else you wanted to shout out before we finish up?
Nah, man. Shout out to anybody doing something with their time, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Make the best of your time. You only got 24 hours in a day, baby.
Love that. Cannot agree more.